spotless home, a soft heart, and a simple life. These are not goals to be chased, but natural states that arise from how we live each moment. We are taught to accumulate, to complicate, to harden, but wisdom lies in release. These 12 habits are the gentle path back to that state of clarity and peace. The final one, however, is the foundation. Without it, the other 11 are just empty chores. Do not miss this final understanding. Simple spaces. The first domain of our practice is the world we can see and touch, our home. Our outer environment is a direct reflection of our inner state. A cluttered, chaotic home contributes to a cluttered, chaotic mind. A home that is heavy with possessions we no longer need or love becomes a weight upon our spirit. The first habit, therefore, is not about aggressive cleaning, but about cultivating simplicity in our physical space. A wise woman understands that her home is not a museum of the past, but a sanctuary for the present. Its purpose is not to impress others, but to provide a clear and peaceful container for her own life. This practice is about a gentle, daily releasing of the non-essential, so that what remains has space to breathe and to be truly valued. It is the art of creating outer simplicity to support inner tranquility. The second habit flows from the first, the practice of a place for everything and everything in its place. This is not about rigid, joyless organization. It is about reducing the friction of daily life. When every object in your home has a designated logical place to live, a profound sense of calm emerges. You are no longer wasting precious mental and physical energy searching for your keys, your glasses, or the right lid for a pot. This searching, though it may seem like a small thing, is a form of inner static. It is a low-grade agitation that, when repeated many times a day, contributes to a feeling of being scattered and overwhelmed. When you finish using an object, a book, a pair of scissors, a teacup, and you mindfully and immediately return it to its home, you are completing a cycle. You are closing a mental loop. This simple, consistent action prevents the slow accumulation of clutter that drains our energy. It is a physical meditation on order and intention. Your home becomes a calm and reliable partner, supporting your activities rather than obstructing them. The third habit in this domain is what I call spotless moments. The idea of keeping an entire home perpetually spotless is an exhausting and impossible goal. It creates stress and a feeling of failure. The wise approach is to abandon the goal of a spotless house and instead embrace the practice of creating spotless moments. This means choosing one small area each day and giving it your full, loving attention. Today, it might be the simple act of wiping down the kitchen counter until it gleams. As you do it, you are not just cleaning a surface, you are practicing presence. You feel the cloth in your hand, you smell the simple soap, you see the crumbs disappear. For those few minutes, your world is calm, focused, and clear. The result is a single, spotless surface that brings you a moment of quiet joy. Tomorrow, your spotless moment might be cleaning the inside of a single window, and for a few minutes, seeing the world more clearly through it. By stringing together these small, manageable moments of focused care, you cultivate a sense of clarity and accomplishment without the overwhelming burden of perfectionism. Over the course of a week, the entire home is touched by this mindful attention, and your relationship with it transforms from one of battle to one of gentle, loving partnership. Soft heart. The second domain of practice moves from the outer world to the inner world. It is not enough to have a simple, spotless home if the heart that resides within it is hard, cluttered, and unforgiving. A wise woman knows that her greatest treasure is a soft heart, a heart that is resilient, compassionate, and open. The world over many years can teach us to build walls around our heart to protect it from pain. But a walled-off heart cannot give or receive love freely. It becomes a lonely prison. Therefore, the habits of a soft heart are about gently dismantling these old walls and cultivating a courageous vulnerability. The fourth habit is the daily practice of forgiveness. This does not primarily mean forgiving others. It begins with forgiving ourselves. Every one of us carries a heavy bag filled with the stones of past mistakes, regrets, and moments where we were not our best selves. We carry these stones with us into each new day, and their weight makes our journey heavy. To forgive yourself is to consciously decide to set that bag of stones down. It is to look back at the younger woman who made those mistakes and to offer her not judgment, but compassion. You understand that she was doing the best she could with the understanding she had at the time. You would offer this grace to a beloved friend. You must learn to offer it to yourself. This practice can be as simple as placing a hand on your heart each morning and saying silently, "I forgive you. You are free." Releasing the burden of your own past imperfections is what makes your heart light and soft enough to have compassion for the imperfections of others. The fifth habit is the art of listening without an agenda. In most conversations, we are not truly listening. We are waiting for our turn to speak. We are listening for a gap so that we can insert our own opinion, our own story, our own advice. Our mind is busy formulating a response while the other person is still talking. This is not connection. It is a series of competing monologues. To cultivate a soft heart, we must learn to listen with emptiness. This means offering another person the rare and beautiful gift of your full, undivided attention. You listen not to fix or to judge, but simply to understand. You set aside your own story long enough to truly hear theirs. This kind of listening is a profound act of love. It makes the other person feel seen, valued, and safe. It dissolves defensiveness and creates a space for true human connection. When you practice this, you will find that your own need to be right and to control the conversation melts away, replaced by a sense of shared humanity. This makes the heart soft and expansive. The sixth habit is the conscious choice to look for the good. The mind has a natural and powerful negativity bias. It is wired to scan for threats, problems, and what is wrong. If left unchecked, this can lead to a worldview that is cynical, critical, and fearful. To cultivate a soft heart, we must gently but consistently train our attention to do the opposite. We must become diligent collectors of beauty, of kindness, of things that are working. This does not mean ignoring what is broken in the world. It means you do not allow what is broken to become your entire reality. Each day, you make it a point to consciously notice 3 beautiful things. It could be the intricate pattern of a leaf. It could be the sound of a child's laughter. It could be the unexpected kindness of a stranger. By deliberately seeking out and focusing on these moments, you are carving new neural pathways in your brain. You are changing your own inner climate from one of fear and scarcity to one of appreciation and abundance. A heart that is nourished daily by beauty and gratitude cannot remain hard for long. It naturally softens and opens to the world. Simple life. The third domain brings the clarity of the home and the softness of the heart into the very fabric of our daily actions. A wise woman understands that true richness is not found in having more, but in needing less. A simple life is not a life of poverty or deprivation. It is a life of freedom, freedom from the constant pressure to acquire, to compete, and to impress. It is about discerning the essential from the non-essential and having the courage to let the non-essential go. This creates a life that is light, graceful, and deeply satisfying. The seventh habit is the practice of single tasking. The modern world has sold us the myth of multitasking, the idea that doing many things at once is a sign of efficiency. The opposite is true. Multitasking is the enemy of excellence and the friend of stress. When you try to do 2 things at once, you do both of them badly and you create a scattered, agitated mind. The practice of single tasking is the choice to do one thing at a time with your full, undivided attention. If you are drinking a cup of tea, you are just drinking tea. You are not also checking your phone and making a shopping list in your head. You are feeling the warmth of the cup, smelling the aroma, and tasting the flavor. If you are writing a letter, you are just writing the letter. This practice transforms mundane chores into moving meditations. It brings a profound sense of calm and focus to your day. You will find you accomplish more with less effort and far greater satisfaction. Your life stops being a frantic blur and starts becoming a series of rich, fully inhabited moments. The 8th habit is to curate your inputs. Just as you are mindful of what you allow into your home, you must be even more mindful of what you allow into your mind. We are constantly bombarded by information. the news, social media, advertising, and much of it is designed to make us feel fearful, inadequate, or angry. To consume this diet of negativity, especially at the beginning and end of the day, is a form of self-poisoning. A wise woman acts as a firm but gentle gatekeeper for her own mind. She makes a conscious choice about what news is truly necessary to know. She curates her social interactions, choosing to spend time with people who are nourishing and uplifting. She may choose to read a book of wisdom or listen to beautiful music instead of watching a stressful television program before she sleeps. This is not about being ignorant of the world's problems. It is about understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup. To be a source of peace in the world, you must first cultivate peace within yourself. Protecting the sanctity of your own mind is not selfish. It is a fundamental act of self-preservation and wisdom. The 9th habit is to find joy in simple nourishment. Our relationship with food has become incredibly complicated, fraught with guilt, confusion, and an endless search for the next superfood. The simple life reclaims the joy of simple eating. This means choosing whole, fresh, unprocessed foods. It means learning to appreciate the taste of a carrot that has been simply steamed without needing to be covered in a heavy sauce. It means eating slowly, chewing your food, and truly tasting it. This mindful approach to eating has 2 great benefits. First, it is profoundly good for the body. The digestive system functions far better when we are calm and focused, and simple foods are easier for it to process. Second, it is profoundly good for the spirit. It turns the act of eating from a source of stress into a moment of pure, sensual pleasure and deep gratitude. It reconnects you to the earth and to the miracle of being nourished. You discover that a simple bowl of soup, eaten with presence, can be more satisfying than the most expensive and complicated meal in a fancy restaurant. Inner stillness. We now arrive at the heart of the matter, the source from which all the other habits draw their strength and meaning. A spotless home, a soft heart, and a simple life are all beautiful manifestations, but they are the branches of the tree. We must now tend to the root. The root is our capacity for inner stillness. In the silence of our own being, we find the wisdom to know what to release, the compassion to soften our hearts, and the clarity to simplify our lives. Without a connection to this inner wellspring of quiet, all the other habits can become just another set of rigid rules, another form of striving. The cultivation of inner stillness is what infuses them with grace. The 10th habit is the non-negotiable appointment with silence. Every single day, you must carve out a small protected period of time. It could be 20 minutes, it could be 10, it could be only 5, where your only task is to be still and quiet. You sit in a comfortable chair, close your eyes, and allow the world to go on without your assistance. You do not try to stop your thoughts. That is an impossible and frustrating task. Instead, you adopt the role of a passive, curious observer. You watch the thoughts as they arise and pass, like clouds moving through the sky of your awareness. The anchor for this practice is your breath. When you notice that you have become caught up in a train of thought, you gently, without judgment, guide your attention back to the simple physical sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body. Each time you do this, you are building the muscle of your attention. You are creating a space between you, the observer, and the restless activity of your mind. This daily practice changes everything. It recalibrates your nervous system, dissolves accumulated stress, and reconnects you to the deep silent peace that is always present beneath the surface noise of your life. This is not a luxury. In the modern world, it is a vital necessity. The 11th habit is to walk in nature. Our bodies and souls are not designed for a life lived entirely within 4 walls, surrounded by concrete and artificial right angles. We are creatures of the earth, and we need regular contact with the natural world to feel whole and balanced. This does not require a grand expedition. It can be a simple, slow walk in a local park, or even just sitting on a bench and observing a single tree. When you are in nature, you consciously shift your attention. You feel the breeze on your skin. You listen to the sound of the wind in the leaves. You observe the infinite variety of textures and colors. You take off your shoes, if possible, and feel the solid, steady energy of the earth beneath your feet. Nature has a rhythm that is slower, deeper, and wiser than our frantic human world. By immersing yourself in it, you allow your own inner rhythms to recalibrate and slow down. You are reminded that you are a part of something much larger, much older, and much more mysterious than your own small personal dramas. This perspective brings immense peace and helps to soften the hard edges of the ego. A regular walk in nature is a powerful form of therapy for the soul. And now, the 12th and final habit, the foundation itself. It is the practice that makes inner stillness possible. It is the habit of radical acceptance. This means learning to meet your life in each moment exactly as it is, without resistance. This means when a feeling of sadness arises, you allow it to be there without judging it or frantically trying to fix it. When a physical pain is present, you meet it with your breath and with gentle awareness, rather than with fear and contraction. When an external circumstance is not to your liking, you first accept the reality of the situation. This is how it is right now, before deciding on any wise action. Most of our suffering does not come from the events of our lives themselves. It comes from our violent resistance to them. We are constantly arguing with reality, and reality always wins. Radical acceptance is not passive resignation. It is not giving up. It is the wisest and most powerful stance you can take. By accepting what is, you stop wasting your life force on a futile inner war. You liberate all of that energy to be used for healing, for compassionate action, and for finding peace within the circumstances as they are. It is this profound yes to life, in all its beauty and all its pain, that ultimately allows the heart to soften, the home to clear, and the soul to find its simple, spotless, and unshakable peace. Which of these 4 domains, simple spaces, soft heart, simple life, or inner stillness, feels most in need of your gentle attention right now?